All right, hey everybody, welcome back. Another news feed for you here. This one we're talking about turbos and replacing them. And this guy is actually pretty brilliant. I love it. I'm not. When I read it, I was like, you know what? You got the perfect response to this. But it does talk about replacing turbos here. But he says in here, let's just jump right down. A 6-hour job and a $98 per hour labor rate, a turbocharger that might or might not be shot. Okay, this guy right here from Flint, Michigan, Sean, he tries to figure out the logic behind a possible $600 labor charge he could face to get his car running right again. He says an auto shop worker told him it would cost him $100 to inspect his turbocharger, which may require removing it from the car. Okay, think about that again. Read this carefully. The auto shop worker told him it would cost him $100 to inspect his turbocharger, which may require removing it from this car. This prompted him to question, very honestly and brilliantly, if they can take off my old turbocharger, inspect it, and then put it back on for 100, why can't they just take off the old turbocharger and put a new one on for 100? I mean, that's the logic that this world needs. We need more of that in the world because that is legit. And I would love to see the guy's face if he would have said that to that mechanic and been, well, hey, what about this? But here's the interesting part here. It says, according to RepairPal, the average cost to replace a turbocharger, including parts and labor, ranges between $2,261 and $2,915, with labor alone accounting for roughly $700 to $1,000 of that. Another source pegs a total at $2,000 or more, typically including about $500 in labor. Diesel-focused estimates suggest a stock turbo replacement averages $1,000 to $1,700 plus labor. Okay, so let that sink in. We want to focus on that paragraph for a minute. All of you people that are like, oh, the turbos are going to go out, it's going to be horrible. It's $2,000 to replace a turbo. $2,000 to replace a turbo today. Okay, and easy to do. Think about that. It costs more to replace a turbo than it does to replace all your ball joints. Okay, that's the reality of how common turbos are and how simple they are. So don't get all worked up about the whole turbo reliability, turbo this and that. And the motors today that are built, they are built to handle the stresses of turbos. You take that 2.7 in Chevy, that thing is built like a diesel engine. It is built to handle everything that could possibly be thrown at it, and it has proven itself to be slightly arguably, the most reliable engine that actually GM has on their lineup right now, as far as gas engines. Let that sink in. It says here, though, industry veterans, okay, this is the part that's in pink because this kind of blows my mind. Here's how they're going to kind of justify this poor guy's response here, which is pretty brilliant. Industry veterans point out that inspecting and replacing are distinct processes. Even when you take a part off both times, an inspection might involve a teardown and visual check, but not the careful reinstallation of gaskets, seals, and precise torques for a new component. Install labor often includes. Are you kidding me? I mean, is that not the funniest, dumbest paragraph you've ever heard in your entire life? That quote, is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard? Draining oil and coolant, removing manifold components, and reversing the process, replacing necessary seals and gaskets, torquing components to spec, and retesting. Processes that inspection alone do not include. If you take a turbocharger off to inspect it, when you put it back on, you better be doing all of this. Okay, plain and simple. Experts recommend thorough disassembly and reassembly after part removal. Explains that components are reinstalled precisely and often include new seals, and even when only inspecting. Of course, this must be AI generated because it's such a joke. It's funny. It's just sadly funny. But the point is, $2,000. Right here, $2,000, about what you can expect to cost on a replacing a turbo, $2,000 to $3,000. Very doable, very affordable, not a big deal. We did hear that Toyota was $8,000 to replace them on the Tundra, but that's Toyota, and that was a couple years ago when they were having those fiascos with the problems with the turbos. But seriously, realistically, we're seeing much more numbers like this. They've come down a lot. They're an easy, changeable part. Like I said, cost less than them doing ball joints. Moving on from there, we go into this one right here. If you are trying to get the interest tax deduction, it was part of the big, beautiful bill. You want to get this. Remember that with GMC and Chevy trucks, it's not as simple as like the Colorado, which is built in, right there in Missouri. It's not as simple as, the Frontier, which is built right there in Mississippi, or the Tundra that's built in Alabama, these kind of things. The GMC and the Chevy trucks, the 1500, Sierra, and Silverados, they can be built in Canada, Mexico, or in the United States. It's important that you understand this because, according to Trump's signed one big beautiful bill that he did in July, which basically lets you write off all of your interest that you pay on that vehicle. The auto loan is interest tax deduction for vehicles, but they have to be built in the U.S. Okay, that's important. It has to be finally assembled and built in the U.S. Because of the fact that GM makes them in different shops, there's a way that you can do this. The simplest way to confirm where it was built by any vehicle is to use NHTSA's VIN decoder. Okay, NHTSA's VIN decoder. Simply copy and paste the VIN from the listing into the tool, enter the truck's model year, scroll towards the bottom of the page, and the section at the bottom labeled Plant Information will tell you where it was built. If the truck was built in the United States, it's eligible for tax deduction. You can do that with any vehicle. Now, did they highlight that on there where I can see it? No, they don't. They should have. Oh, they did. So let me open that in a new tab. Let's look at that real quick. See what it is right here. Here you go, right here. So it's right on NHTSA. Get it right off of there. But you can also right here, vpic.nhtsa. You can see it right up here. This is your what you want to enter in there for you. Okay, there it is right there. vpic.nhtsa.gov decoder. You'll put your VIN number and your information in here and it'll solve that for you. So, but now with Chevy and GMC, there is also a simpler way. That way I just told you was what you can do for any truck if you're unsure, or a car if you're unsure. That will solve it. Here, another way you can tell which country your new car is built in is by looking at the first digit of the VIN. This number that indicates where the vehicle is built, 1 represents the U.S. and 3 represents Mexico. I think 2 is Canada, if I'm not mistaken. This simply way to tell if your vehicle was built even without using the decoder tool. I don't know if this is true for every brand other than GM. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe it is. They're not insinuating like it's different, but I can't guarantee that. I don't know. But this is what they're telling you for GM. If it's 1, then you can deduct it. If it's anything other than 1, you're not able to deduct the taxes. And you can see when you go to a GM lot, say you're looking at Silverados, they might have 10 different Silverados there that you're interested in. It will matter, okay, because 1 will let you deduct your interest for the entire year, 1 will, and the other ones will not. So even if you're on a lot shopping window stickers, look on the window sticker at the VIN, look for this number 1. That number 1 means you get your deduction. If it's not a number 1 that it starts with, you don't get your deduction. So it's very important to think about that. It says the Sierra is built in 2 plants, Fort Wayne Assembly Plant in Indiana and a Silao plant in Mexico, meaning that all HDs are actually built for the Sierra HDs are built in Michigan. So if you're looking for a Sierra HD unit, you know it's built in Michigan. The new rules from the IRS is quite simple. If the car's final assembly is in the United States, it's eligible for tax deduction loan interest. This applies to cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, and motorcycles with a gross vehicle weight rating under 14,000 pounds. So there you go. Hopefully that puts it into perspective for you here on what you need to do to make sure whatever you buy is eligible for that tax deduction. Thanks for watching.